G'day legends, welcome back to another build vid. Well, we've had this tinny for a while now, and we finally saved up enough to whack on some epic mods. Make sure you stick through this vid because there's some really cool tips if you're looking to do up your tinny as well. First of all, we start with the monotonous job of peeling off all the old stickers. Then, I was off to see me good mate Gav from Bull Shark to do some fabrication. Here we're just chucking on a couple of transducer brackets so we can read the bottom. First time welding, eh?
First time, mate. First time with this machine. Let's see how we run.
That'll do her.
Yep, all done.
Off I go. I stopped filming just before you said that. He reckons if we were going to blow up, we would have blew up by now, so that's good.
Okay.
Feeling confident.
Ready to go. See how we run.
Not bad for the first time welding, eh? First year apprentice.
First year. Yeah.
Adult wages, but
yeah.
So that's good.
I was a bank Johnny before this.
Typical first year laying down on the job, eh?
Give me 10-minute power nap.
We'll be right back. This one's getting closer to the petrol area.
If we were going to go, we'd be gone. On that one.
Yeah, good height. Yup, perfect. That's it. We're just making sure the transducer can still get down below the chine there, below the back of the boat.
Let's see if the practice makes perfect.
I know, look at this. I wouldn't have thought of this. Level across the back of the boat, bubble on the level to make sure that the bracket's level. He matches the bubble with the mini one on the big one.
That's the theory anyway.
Right. Hey, first day and look at that.
YouTube teaches you a lot.
We did YouTube. Yeah. Alright, so what we're doing here, or Gav's doing, is making up a bit of a plate here so we can put the ram mount I'm getting from Outback Equipment on here, like that. That's going to sit nice and countersunk into here. We'll whack the ram mount there, and then that'll hold the sounder. It's a 12-inch sounder, and the ram mounts, you're always grabbing the sounder and swinging it around to the front and the back, so if you're casting up off the front, so it's got to have a bit of strength for that, so that'll be good. I'm going to keep this little area because it's awesome for hanging lures and all that sort of stuff on. I'm pissing all this off, this mess, so that'll still stay there. Going to look good at the end. You don't wear glasses usually.
Except the last time I did it, I got shit behind. You thought it was going to be easy, mate. That's why I got you to do it.
You know you got a forklift there, eh?
Oh, can't get it down here, mate. We'll put these together.
Use the electrical lead.
Yeah, hang on.
Lift a new one.
Yeah, I've got a bit of... That wasn't safe enough.
Nah,
so
now we've got to go safe option. Right, so what we're doing now is... So this has got a hydraulic jacking plate, which is awesome, but look at this. The other day, that tore straight out of there when I was driving it on the trailer. So that's pretty piss weak. So Gav's going to fix it now so you can't break again, because if we welded that on, you know what aluminium's like, it'll just, I reckon, you say get about an hour out of
Yeah,
it. So
probably not even.
Yeah, do it so it's stronger than when they sell it. This is a bloody tidy motor, but look at her. Alright, we got the motor off the boat. We've pulled apart the jacking plate here. A lot of smart thinking probably on my end. Not
100%.
not so much Gav, it was pretty much all me, yeah. No, it's actually all Gav. We had to get all this roll pin out, which was a bit hard.
I'm only doing a fold.
So this is what's actually happened now. We've got it on the bench. Is like that's just tore the arse out of this. This is all actually bolted on. You can see here with Allen keys and just tapped in. And it's only like maybe 6 mil which isn't very strong in my opinion for something that takes that much of a beating. So anyway, we're going to come up with something a little bit better, stronger than that, while Gab is. I'm going to watch and just chat to him.
It's going to be a massive amount of weld on there. I think we've got to cut this out, add a piece in here, and weld all this back together in the right way. And because we can't really move the geometry from where it was originally engineered.
Yeah,
so,
it's gonna.
Or else it might do something else to the motor. So I think we retain that and just add a piece in here.
Because we can't put any on the back because that's what sits up against the transom.
But I'll sand all that smooth again.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is made so you can replace it. So that's the only reason you.
Tap it like that.
Yeah.
Alright, Gav's cleaned it up with a little bit of alley bright there, so we can get a better weld all around here. But yeah, like he was just saying, want to just do this once. Don't have to pull the motor and shit off. So yeah.
Get it on there and it'll break. Gav, can you fix this up?
What have you done? This is the stuff, but aluminium brighter and cleaner. Yeah, wear gloves, Gav?
Yeah, take precautions too.
After he was just telling me how much it was stinging his cuts. Here we go.
Oh,
he's got a plan.
Yeah, we're just basically going to fill it all up with molten metal and hopefully it glues back together. No, that's going to go there. We're going to put that behind it, transfer the weight onto the transom. Once we get it tacked up, we'll prep all this up a little bit better so it's all like full peno and back to its original stronger.
Pain in the ass.
So for some reason the jigsaw puzzle's not going back together at the moment.
I think she's around the wrong way. Nah, don't listen to me.
No.
I'll take yours. Alright, so Gav's piled up all the weld on the other side there and you can see it coming through here. So he's going to die grind out these gaps so you can fill it with a bit more weld, but it's bloody going nowhere. Have a look at the other side here.
Yeah.
So we've built it up a heap here so we can grind it all back and make it look pretty, but still have a heap of meat. Then we put another gusset over this bit here to lock the two bits together, so this bit here and the bottom bit. So that's never going anywhere.
Never.
Not even if you try. So fill that, you'll see it at the end, it'll look good. There we go.
Almost.
Look at this.
Almost machined.
Gav's given it a bit of a hit with acid wash. That is a shitload stronger than when it come out of the factory, eh? Yeah, happy days, look at that.
Let's hope my engineering skills.
I reckon.
Still like what they used to.
I reckon they are, mate. But how's our reassembling skills? We're having a bit of a laugh here because, hang on.
It won't go in. It won't go in.
Gav's like, can you pull that back in? And I'm like, and I tried to push and I was like, no way.
Can you use the button?
Then he goes, use your switch. So.
That's a proper boys' day.
Easy. Yeah, I'm just good at lifting heavy things.
Can it go any more?
Yeah.
That's the way. I want to see if I have to take any more out of that.
Yeah, right. Nah, that looks good to me.
Well, yeah.
But I did try and push that in with my hand. We're back in business. Just putting the motor back on. Do up those bolts. I had to go and weigh in a few fish while Gav held the fort. We're running that fishing comp at the moment I would have told you about last week, and someone come to weigh it in right when we were lifting the motor back on. Then I got back and then someone called me and like, oh, I'm at the warehouse, so I had to go back again. Anyway, we're nearly back. We're nearly in the water. There she is. How's school?
I've been fishing.
Rightio, look at this. Hit it.
Yeah. Go up.
We're back in the game. Yep. Rightio, hang on. That's where the drama was last time. That's definitely not happening again now, so that's awesome. Looks like I bought one, mate.
Yeah. Thanks for teaching me how to weld today.
That's all right. There's no problem at all. Like,
I had so much fun.
Yeah, well, I haven't sent you the invoice yet, so.
Well, you know, I just.
But seriously, Gab's just tinkering around now. He's semi-retired, so he loves this sort of stuff. If anyone wants to get any What do you like doing? Steps on the back of boats, rails.
Yeah, just a bit of general stuff, you know. Like I'll do Minn Kota mounts, your center consoles, back steps, just repairs, do floors for you. Yeah, all the general gear.
Yeah.
But,
No trailers.
no, we'll try and keep that to it. Aluminium trailers, yeah, no worries.
There you go.
Not rusty galvanised ones.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
just shoot
that's
us a
it.
message or shoot Adam a message and
Yep.
yeah.
If you want any details, want any sort of work done with Gav Bull Shark products.
Bull Shark products.
Yep. So, and he'll sort you out, mate. Give us a message, and I'll give you Gav's contact details if he likes a look at you.
Certainly.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Just hitting it with a bit of acid.
Let's take your breath
That's
away.
strong down there, man. Woo! Bit of acid to get those black marks off anyway. Rightio. That's it. Step 1 on the tinny complete. Next, we're going to start sanding all this side. Alright, step 2, sanding. We're doing this from home today because I don't want to do this in the warehouse. Our clothing will literally get painted in aluminium dust. So I'm going to do this from home, hence the vehicles driving past. You would have seen me maybe do this to my old boat, which is a center console, which we miss dearly. But what I do is I do 80 grit sandpaper on an orbitable sander. Orbitable? I think I said that last time as well. Rightio guys, just like that, I've got myself an orbital sander. Orbitable? Orbital sander. Orbital sander. And we just buzz the outside. Then usually I give it an acid wash, but I didn't acid wash the last time and it still turned out mint. So we'll do the same here. And then we penetrol it. So you can see the tinny at the moment. It's got old stickers and, you know, just the usual aluminium stuff. Still in good nick, really nice and straight. But it's just got all the little aluminium marks, you know what I mean? Like here. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to try 40 grit this time and really just knock that back. I want to try and get it flat. Then I'm going to hit it with 80. Then I'm going to hit it with Penetrol. Wait till you see how good this little tinny comes up. I want to try and get it all done today because I'm in a mega 5-day rush to try and get this done and get this video edited. So I've got 7 days to make over this whole tinny, edit the whole video and put it up hopefully for you guys on Sunday. I can't see it happening, but let's give it a red hot crack. Anyway, let's get sanding. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I've got a wire wheel but a brass one because it's a little bit softer than the steel ones. Probably be a little bit harsh on here, but you can see just getting up into these little cracks is difficult with the sander and all these little bits here, see? So I'll just run over it quickly with this and then I'll get all the sanded bits in between. I just hit the wire wheel with it there quickly and that's what it brings it up like. Then you just sand over the top of that. It's going to come up awesome, but man, what have I started? This is a big job. Pressed aluminium hull, older one, and it's a lot harder than my other boat, that's for sure. So if you want to do this, make sure you commit to it because you're going to be in there for a while. I think I'm going to have to put some thicker clothes on because I've been spiked in the, you know what, twice now by flying bits of wire because I'm grinding down low like this and wire in the old fella. It's not fun. Don't recommend it. Anyway, let's get some King G's on. Alright, it's actually time to put on a bit of safety gear to protect myself from this wire. Oh man, what have I got myself into here? This is so much harder than doing it on a flat plate boat. There's no way I'm going to get this done today, and I really need to. If only there was somebody that could give me a hand.
Send me an angel. Send me an angel.
Oh yeah! You should have ran while you could. You should have ran while you could. What a legend. Alright, it's 4:45, and I've been going and going and going. Lastly, on the back a little bit just here, so big thanks to Mickey, man. If he wasn't here, I wouldn't have got it done today. And if I'm someone who, if I think I get a plan and of what I want to do that day, and if I don't get it done that day, I'm not happy. So I wanted to get this done today. Now I want to get it acid washed and everything. I'm pushing shit uphill here. So big thanks, Mickey, legend, and thanks to Bordeaux for lending me the bloody orbital sander again. But anyway, here we go. Got the back sanded there. I've been having to hit it with the wire wheel first, but you can see over here, mate, she's coming up pretty good, eh? Look at that. It's hard to even tell what it used to look like. But there's just so much bloody sanding. Anyway, I'm going to acid wash this. I got some off Gav, the stuff we used yesterday on the back. I'm going to acid wash. I'm just going to try it, see what happens. Can't do it any harm, I don't think. I'll just do a 50-50 mix or 1-3 mix, I reckon. I'll finish sanding this last bit because that's all I can sands, and I can't sands no more. How's me bloody luck? It started raining. I just went down and weighed in another thready, 12.8 kilos. Gregory Curtis, his old man David Curtis caught it, and it's now leading the threadies at this time. Might be different when I actually post a bid up, but right now 12.8 for the leading thready in our little out of line fishing comp. So anyway, I'm running out of light. You know what? First things first, I have earned one of these. Oh my god. Why does beer always taste so good when you've worked your ass off all day? There's not many beers more refreshing as one of these bad boys. Session Ale by Hudson's. Righto, I wouldn't usually recommend just doing this out in your front bloody yard, but because I'm doing such a weak mix of just alley bright, I'll just do it out on the road, hose the road first. I'm gonna only put a little bit on the sides of the boat, but give your gal on your trailer a good hose first so it's not reacting heaps with that, and then you should be right. See how it turns out anyway. First of all, you got to put the pump back on the correct way. Oh, I did. Looking good. Rightio, I've given it one coat, let it bubble up and finish, hosed it off, given it another coat, let it bubble up again, and now just hose this off. Alright, it's nearly dark now, but look at that. It actually looks friggin' awesome. It's come up really good, really good. I'll show you tomorrow in the sun. Like in the sun, it's just gonna bling out, but is that a word? Bling out. My daughter's probably going, ugh, right now. But anyway, it looks bloody good. That was a big day, and as Bordeaux would say,
that is a wrap.
That is a wrap. Morning, guys. It's the next morning. I won't lie. The acid left a couple of streaks. Not many. I spent about 10 minutes on the sander, just a couple on the back. And there was just one down the side here, but bugger all. Literally 10 minutes on the sander just to blend them in, and we're ready to go. So this stuff is Penetrol. I love this stuff. I've used it on a couple of boats now. It's just an anti-corrosive sort of product, and it seals your boat. I put 2 coats on, and literally my old boat, I didn't do it for 2 years and it still looked pretty good. and then I sold it to my mate Dave, and I just cleaned it up and everything and did it again before then and put another 2 coats. So this stuff is great. Literally all you do is wipe it on. It takes like 24 hours to dry, but you can drive the boat around and stuff like that if it's on the trailer, just not in the water for 24 to 48 hours. So this stuff here, mate, Penetrol aluminium. And you do not need much, trust me. What you need is a lint-free microfiber cloth. Lint-free microfiber cloth. Anyway, so you don't want that because you get little hairs in it. So one like this, really small, nice little weavings, not the fluffy ones. And all you do is wipe it on, easy. This part's actually enjoyable. You probably can't see it in there, but it's like a really silvery sort of substance. Almost looks like liquid metal. All you do, dip your rag in and wipe it on. Well, that 10 minutes, the Penetrol's done. Well, first coat anyway, I've got to run out for an hour. That'll dry enough to put another coat on, and that's it. Stage 2 of the tinny, complete. Hey guys, so we're back at the shed now. I can't wait to crack into this bit. This is the fun part. I'm glad I did the sanding, but every time I do it, I'm like, I can't wait till this part's over. But it's so worth doing it. It transforms the outside of the boat, makes it look $1,000,000. So now we get to crack into all the fun part. These are the necessities, I think, for a tinny these days, and that is an electric motor, a sounder, and all the other bits and bobs that I'm going to run through and show you. As you know, we work in with Outback Equipment. They give us a discount on their products and we help advertise their business. This even surprised me when I started looking into their marine part of Outback Equipment, because the camping and four-wheel driving part is huge. Their marine part is out of control. So I've had the tinny for a couple of months. I had a little sounder in it. I always knew I was going to put a bigger sounder, electric motor, like all that sort of stuff on it. I just didn't have the money. We've saved up for a bit, went to Outback Equipment. Have a look what we got behind us. Ready? I've got a Minn Kota Terrova. I had one of these on my old boat, except it was a 112 pound 72 inch, the other one. This one is a 60 inch and 55 pound 12 volt, which will be enough for that little tinny, that's for sure. I've also got a 12 inch low range sounder. These have like really, really nice side scan and that. I'll show you once it's all done. We'll go out and you know what? We'll even try and catch some fish. I want to start hunting some barra, some threadies, do a whole heap of cool stuff like that with this tinny, but I also want to stick to my usual stuff and chase some big snapper and tuskies and everything out of this little tinny. So I got the ram mount here that the sounder will sit on. I pulled the old rod holders off the tinny and we got these stainless ones because they're so much stronger. I actually trust having my rod in them if a big fish takes off. And if you're running a heavy drag, you want stainless. You don't want plastic. I've actually had a tusk fish before on the plastic ones blow 2 pop rivets out of the top of the plastic when the rod took off and snap the rod holder in half. That's how powerful they are when you've got your drag locked. This here, stabbed me in the finger before with the bloody staple, but this is a Minn Kota quick release bracket, and they're extremely important because you don't want your Minn Kota. They're not cheap, so you don't want them sitting on the front of your boat. And then I got this 12 volt light. I've got a little idea I'm going to do with this because it's really hard to have light on your bait board and stuff, and you don't want light going over the front and spewing out into the water everywhere. Well, I don't. I like to fish with all darkness, but that little light, I'm going to just over the top of the bait board, be able to see exactly what we're doing, or it can be for your knots and everything. Yeah, it's also got strip lighting and all that inside that as well. And then we've got a cool clamp on bait board, which I seen on their website, and I was like, that thing is awesome. I've also got a transducer coming and a couple of other bits and bobs, so we might whack into this. Tomorrow morning I've got to go down to Coomera to Revolution Power and grab the same lithium battery that we've got in the 80, which is a slimline 100 amp hour lithium from Revolution Power, man. I've liked that battery so much. We get 4 days camping out of one bloody battery. I'm going to put it in here. It's only a 100 amp hour, and you watch how long it will do this Minn Kota Terrova for. In heavy current, I'll still get half a day, no problems at all. If I'm just cruising around the reefs and throwing plastics in the river, it'll last me all day, no problems at all. So I'm going down to get that tomorrow. Bluetooth shunt. I'm going to show you how to hook it up. I've got some cool ideas for this little tinny. I've had this laying in my shed for ages, and then I just went and bought this today, the little ram mount here. But mate, everything you see here that goes into this tinny is from Outback Equipment on their marine part of their website. If you go over there, have a look. That even when my old transducer broke, the little Garmin Weird transducer, they had the part there to fix it on their website. So if you're looking for something, head over to Outback Equipment and have a look on their website. You'll find they are extremely well priced. Plus you get a discount through us using our code, Out of Line. Make sure if you do shop there, even you get discounts off these, you get discounts off the lower end sounders. They got Simrad, they got like everything there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I was actually really surprised when I went and seen what they've got on it. So let's crack into this. I'm going to, I was thinking about welding a full proper bracket onto here, like an electric motor bracket on here, but this actually is fine. Like I'm gonna bolt the quick release puck onto here. You can see where the other one used to be when the fella that owned it before me had it, and it was fine. So I'm gonna whack that on there. I've already test fitted it, and let's crack in. All right, with the Minn Coders, all you got to do is, I actually used to fit these for about 6 months when I was working at Marine Care, so I'm not too bad with the Minn Coders and all the lithium stuff, but with these, you just got to pull the 2 side plates off, which is just 2 screws, one here and one here, and literally they just come off easy as. This is for the dudes who haven't tried to pull these off before. This one doesn't come off because it's actually etched onto the thing there. So that one sits like that. Then you've got a fiddly job of getting the screws into these holes here. 1, 2, 3. And they go onto this mounting plate right here. Alrighty, so you just got to make sure, because the puck that is up there and this is tapered, that you put this on the right way, because I've done it before and then went to put it on and it won't go over the puck. The puck is actually tapered on a little bit of an angle like that. So I'll mount this onto the bottom and then I'll put it on there. I'll line up where I want the Minn Coder to be with the puck under it. Then I gently just lift the Minn Coder up like that. So the puck sits there, 4 holes, drill them if I can, and then bolt it on and it's mounted. Having the table here is pretty handy because you can just hang this part over the edge and you can pop your bolt in from underneath and it'll come up here. You just slide your washer and your nut there, do it up nicely like that. Makes it heaps easier than trying to do it on the floor. I heard her coming from a bloody mile away. Hello. Look, I've been graced with the presence of my lady, my Julie.
Oh my god.
All right, so they're all tightened up. I just got to put these 2 side covers back on and then I'll sit it on this mount, get it in the right spot, and then I can mount it on the tinny. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have a go at seeing where it'll sit with the previous holes. It looked a little bit far for the ram mount to reach, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's easy to adjust this to come from here than it is to re-drill all the new stuff through this, I think. Anyway, I'm going to have a little ponder because these all come out, these 3 come out in a good area, but this one here looks like an absolute nightmare to get a nut and washer on underneath. All right, it's sitting good there actually. The only thing is I just have to get another clamp end for that because it's not going to reach, but it's nice. It's sitting inside the boat there, so it's not going to hit anything. But now I'm giving you guys some tips on installing a Minn Coder. See this? This has to go in there. The bolt has to go through that to lock it. So I've got to pull it back apart now. So that pin just allows this, this holding plate thingy to push through those 2 holes, and then the pin comes through and allows you to lock it. You can also put a actual padlock through there to make it harder for thieves to steal your Minn Coder. Anyway, let's see if this thing folds down nicely. Boom. This. If you're a watcher of our show for a while, you'll know how much I've missed the bloody Minn Coder on my old boat. The electric anchor drum is good on this one, I will admit. It is awesome, but it ain't the same as a Minn Coder. No way. This allows you to spot lock right on top of fish. It allows, even in rivers and stuff like that, prawning, all sorts of stuff. Like you can just put it down. If you're on top of them, bang, spot lock. If the fish are right next to you, use your side scan, mark the fish, spot lock, pepper them with jigs, plastics, whatever. Like, not that I'm good with jigs and plastics, but I'm gonna get good. Happy days. All right, we might fit this ram mount, fit the sounder on there. By then it'll be dark, and it's our daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday, Jazz. So we got to be home to go out for dinner. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna hightail it. I can't wait to get this sounder on here. excuse the metal shavings everywhere, the aluminium shavings. I'm going to clean up when I finish the whole boat because I'm going to make a bloody mess. So here it is. It's actually strong as. So we've got 10mm alley plate. That's going nowhere. And we've got the bracket, which will sit nicely just on there like that. And then my sounder is going to sit right there, right in front of me. Nice distance away so you can play with it. I've got a nice big 12-inch screen now that's going to have crystal clear side scan, down scan. I'm going to have a top brand bloody Min Coda, look at that, Terova for spot locking. I've missed it. I really have missed it. And so what I'll do now is maybe here or along here, First Light Fabrication do these push lock Min Coda remote brackets, and they're friggin' awesome. I'll show you them. I'll actually get one and I'll install that. I've got to put me a little bit of carpet back down there with everything on, but it's looking good. I've got to shoot off now because we're going out for dinner. We'll be back in the morning. I've got a lot to do in the next couple of days. So anyway, see you in the morning. Hey guys, it's a new day. It's like 9:30 in the morning. I feel like I've ran a bloody marathon already. I've been down the Gold Coast to Burleigh to pick up all our new shirts that have just arrived. Yes, our new shirts are done in Australia. Guaranteed they will be the most comfortable shirts you've ever worn in your life. Anyway, I might put an ad up. We've got 2 new designs, but let's just get stuck back into this first. I just went down to Revolution Power, got a battery charger, a Bluetooth shunt, a battery tray, and another lithium battery, 100 amp hour slimline, because it's going to fit absolutely perfect in here. Yeah. Those who've been watching our channel for a while now, you know that we've run these batteries for 4 years. I had a full big setup in the Chevy. We've had it in the 80. I had it in my old center console, and now I'm going to have it in the Tinny. I can hand on heart say in 4 years, I have never had a drama with any of the Revolution Power products besides the old school Victron inbuilt chargers, like the 240 chargers, the ones that mount inside the boat. One of them went on me, and then so Dave just got me another one, and I never had another drama. That's the only drama in 4 years I've had with the Revolution Power. That was actually a Victron product, but in these batteries and everything, mate, I can't recommend them highly enough. So look at this. They're so friggin' light. 12 kilos for a 100 amp hour battery. Look how thin it is. Hey, look at that. So that's going in the boat here. You'll have to excuse me, I'm sweating it out today. It's really hot in the warehouse. So I'm going to mount this down in here. That's going to run the Min Coda. That'll run this Min Coda for bloody ages. And they've got twice the power of an AGM. So it's like having a 200 amp hour AGM in the boat. Almost a quarter of the weight, not quite a quarter, but nearly a quarter of the weight, twice the power. And you get about 10 years out of these lithium batteries, so it's a no-brainer. Lithium's the way of the future, and I'm loving it. So I'm going to install all this. I went and got the stainless bolts from Bunnings to mount the sounder plate onto the sounder, so I'll do that first. Rightio, we are on. Look at this. How good's that, mate? Reach forward, right there. That's awesome. It is steady as, mate. It's actually a good little mount. If I'm throwing plastics or whatever at the front, do that. Spins around, locks in. That's awesome. Nice little soldering job there. This is what I like to do with terminals when they need to hold, especially when in boats. I pull the little blue cover off the end of this round terminal, and I poke the wire through and I crimp the other bits on, and then I'll literally just solder the end of it like that. So I'll solder the end, right, and then this bit here I'll actually crimp that onto the wire. Then I just dab a bit of solder over the end of that. I don't usually use black heat shrink on a red thing, but you're not gonna see this, and if I don't do that, I've got to go for another trip to Bunnings or something. So I slide that over the little terminal there and heat shrink it, and we're good to go. Wow, also don't forget to turn your soldering iron off, and almost burn the boat down. Dang! Unlicensed electrical. If you ever want to hire me, you know where I am. Anyway, that's how it comes up at the end. Rightio. I did a good thing. We got power, baby. We'll finish all this later. Alright, so what I've done is pinched the power from the depth sounder. Tapped in, didn't tap in actually, I deleted all the old wiring. I've ran new wiring to here. And what I've got here, I thought might be a good idea, is a little 12 volt waterproof light LED, just wires into the positive and negative, and it's not like a massive big bright thing. I'm going to mount him here, and he can come up and come over the top of the bait board so I can see exactly what I'm doing without have all these lights on, and then also I can have it shining in here, and I can do my knots and everything just here comfortably. Whether it's a good idea or not, I will let you know in a couple of months. But anyway, let's whack this in. Here's my little light, right? Flick it on the sounder. It's got its own power up here. Look at that, mate. Can bend him wherever I want. Face it at the back here. If I need to see in the back, I can face it out into the water. And mainly, I'll have it like that on my bait board. I can face it over here if I wanted to tie knots and stuff. Just a cheap little light for boating, for marine. Hey, how good's that? Once again, outback equipment. Got bloody everything, I'm telling you. Man, how's the mess I'm making? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the battery tray with big stainless rivets into the seat because I can't get either side of it. Then I've got Bluetooth shunt here. So what this does is it shows you how much battery you've got left, how much time, how much current the electric motor's drawing. I've got a 240 volt charger, which I'm going to try and mount onto the side of this battery box. Alright, that's what's awesome about this little setup, eh? It's so easy. Battery tray, battery goes in, straps down, you've got a 240 volt charger, shunt just over here. It's hot, fully out of the way too. If I'm up here and I'm looking down like that, look, it takes up nothing. Like, it's next level. And it's got a shitload of power, this little battery. Like I said before, this is one we're using the 80 series. We can camp for 4 days out of it using lights, cooking, music, charging stuff. Whoa, I'm falling off the seat. So yeah, it's a really good battery. Highly recommend them. Slimline, 100 amp hour from Revolution Power. They're awesome. Alright, we're back in business, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was a mission. Plus, I got a crimper from Mark at Marine Care. Actually, I should say Marky from Marine Care. His name's Marky, you know, because we call him Marky on the vid. So now all the boys at Marine Care go, Marky. Marky. Marky's watching this, having a good old laugh to himself, I bet ya. Hey, anyway, oh. Alrighty, we're pretty much done. And it's come up alright. I'm just going to put a couple of sticky things up there, like one of those square zip things, which I've got. I need a zip tie for zipping these up out of the way. And then I've got rod lockers in here. I'm just going to zip this to the rod locker and it just gets it all out of the way then, off the floor. That's the charger cable, so the 240 volt cable. So I just plug that in when I get home and it charges all this up. But anyway, we're pretty much ready to turn the power on. Old Johnny come lately over here. Hey? Blister. Have you heard that one? Pops up after the work's done. Guess what he comes and says to me? He goes, oh, a Tarova, you've got to run a heading sensor for that. And I was like, what? And then I was like, where do I get one of them from? He says in the box over there. So just when I thought I was done, I've now got to run a heading sensor and power for it. And I'm doing that tonight. Nothing's stopping me. But anyway, you can do the honours, Marky. Oh yeah, we got power, baby. Oh yeah, you've been getting called Marky at work.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is it annoying?
Yeah.
You can thank Bordeaux for that.
Yeah.
Not me, but this is Marky. All right, hooking into the heading sensor. All right, that was a nice little quick install. She's working. So just 2 screws literally in there, positive and negative down, fused into the battery. You just got to keep the main wire, Mark was saying, away from any of your major battery leads. So I'll just zip tie. We put the split tubing around the outside. I'll zip it onto the edge of this one, and then we're pretty much done with the Minn Kota. I just got to put the prop and all that on and give it a test. All right, we're going to see what the current output is on this motor because I only put a 40 amp circuit breaker in. Really probably wanted 60, but when I went there, they were $149. So I had a 40 and I'm just going to run it and see if it works. So let's see what it go. All right. Here we go. So that's we are max speed, not under load. Current is 4.2 amps, not under load, but it's free spinning. So we'll see what it's like in the water. But like Mark said before, in my old boat, you might have seen it before if you've watched for ages. Sometimes it would come out of the water when it's really rough, free spin, and they go back in the water, they load and it spikes the voltage. blows the circuit breaker, it takes like 3 or 4 minutes to be able to flick it back on. So that was the only thing that happened. This hopefully shouldn't have that issue because it's only a little tiny tinny, and the other one was pretty heavy. All right, starting to run a little bit shy of time, but I'm cracking along as fast as I can, and I'm on the brink of being able to get it done in my desired time frame, which wasn't bloody long. But anyway, I'll tell you where I'm at. I vacuumed out, cleaned all the tinny last night after we finished putting the Minn coater on. Then I went to put the Minn coater support on this ram mount with this big dirty finger. That's my phone. And it was too short. So I went over to Gabs from Bull Shark and I said, mate, can you help me out once more, just real quickly? He's just quickly put a plate on here for me. So this ram mount will bolt on, that will fold up nicely, and I'll actually be able to support it because you really do want to support on them. Over time, it just flogs out a little bit of the insides, bouncing up and down, so a support is very important, especially corrugated roads, stuff like that. Now, what else I've done is I wanted to get slightly bigger tyres, so I've got some second-hand tyres, and I've got some 14-inch alloy King wheels coming. They look sick. So King have got a whole range of like alloy jet ski, boat trailer wheels, which are awesome. Wait till you see them. So I'm going to whack them on. Then I want to paint the guard. So what I've done, instead of driving out to King, I love going and seeing Maddie and the boys, but today, like I said, I'm strapped. So I've paid an Uber driver to go out, grab the wheels, drop them to Apache Tyres at Vicky Point to get them fitted. Then Wayno will call me from Apache, I'll go pick them up and I'll fit them on here. Then I want to paint the guards on the outside. And then I had another Uber driver drop off the transducer Outback equipment. We're nice enough to get a Uber driver to express post, but an Uber driver to drop me out the transducer. So I had it today so I could get it finished today. What a bunch of champions. So I'll show you. So here's the transducer. It's just the active imaging 3-in-1, righty? So it does your side scan, traditional and down scan. It's got high and low frequency. Matches up perfectly with this. Again, these are available at Outback Equipment. They've got bloody everything. They've even got this other one that I haven't tried before, but it's like a $600 transducer, structure scan one like this, and it's meant to be ridiculously clear. I'd like to try that, but I'm in a budget. This one was like $350, and they're clear enough. So you can see the fins on the fish and everything when you hit them right. So let's whack these last few things on. I'll show you a little trick with transducers, which can really bug you up with getting a clear reading or a shitty reading. I'll show you the best way to get a clear reading on a tinny like these ones with heaps of strakes. Alrighty, let's talk transducers, because getting your transducer to read is like very, very important. It's if your transducer's not reading, you're fishing blind, like I have been out of this for the past sort of 6 weeks because I haven't had a sounder. But anyway, so what I like to do, righty, and this does 100% help, is I've marked, so you got a strake here, you got another strake here, all right? And in this case, we've got them all the way down the back of the hull. You want your transducer to be directly in the middle of 2 strakes. What I like to do is I like to have this bottom face here about 15 to 20 mil below the transom. So the magic mark, right? So Dave from Riptide and a friend of mine, Wade, they sort of tested them before a lot of people did, and they did fairing blocks like I did on my first big boat, Axeman, 7.4 meter sea prowler. Into the keel we cut a big fairing block. Wade had one in his Riptide. I had another, designed another one with Dave from Riptide on the back. It was an extension one. So the way the water, when your boat's cruising through the water, it doesn't just fly down the hull nicely. It turbulates and spins slowly down the hull. So you want to get your transducer below that into the clean water, and that's why you have a lot of problems with transom mount transducers trying to read clearly. Even if you drop them down, you know, like 20-25 mils, a lot of them still won't read clearly. In this case, ideally you want to get them down 65 mil. If you can get a transducer 65 mil down below your hull on a fairing block or on your transom, you will get a crystal clear reading, 98% clarity. Like, you might get tiny clutters, but you won't lose bottom in any depth. 15 knots, even at 25 knots in my elbow, I could still sound around clearly. So 65 mil is the magic mark. You want to get it down. In this case, we can't. But what does hinder you a little bit, and this really does make a difference, is this weld line, right? So you can see here, it passes, my finger passes off it nicely. As I move along, there's a lip there. And here, there's probably like an 8 to 10 mil lip. Look, this lip here, you need to hit that down, knock it down a bit with a flap disc. Not all the way, because that's your strength in the joint of your sheets. Wherever you can, you want to make it as nice and flat straight off the end as you can, because you see as you move along, look how much, look at that. So as your water comes along, it's hitting this or turbulating down here. And this, you can see, I've looked over the back and had a look at them, is you can see it coming off the back and hitting this weld, therefore creating a shitty sort of bubbly surface for this to not read clearly. It honestly does make a difference. I see it on Facebook forums all the time. People are like, why is it still not reading quite right? A lot of the problem is that dagger weld on the back of your sheet. So just hit it gently, get it as flat as you can. Don't sand through it so it weakens it, but get it nice and flat. All right, here's another little trick. If you can't reach your hand behind, like say a transducer bracket, to get the nut onto the bolt, all you do, right, is, well, that's what I do. You may have seen it, you may not have, but it's a bloody ripper. Put a bit of tape on the spanner like that, then get your nut, put it in the spanner like that, and it can't fall off, and you can reach that behind and then screw the bolt up into the nut, and it works a bloody treat. All right, happy days, mate. We've got a transducer. We'll see how that reads before we go sanding anything off. Sometimes you can sort of arse it and it reads well. We're getting there. We are getting there. Wonder how this Uber driver with the wheels are going. All right, I just shot up to the shop and grabbed the wheels and tires. The Uber man did a great job. So the boys from King Wheels, I love their wheels, man, and they're bloody awesome fellas to deal with. Like, they got them to me that quick. Now I've taped up all this, all around the springs and everything. I'm going to spray this whole guard black. I've given it a sand so it's nice and smooth. I've prepped it with some metho. These wheels and tyres are coming off, and I'm just hoping the new ones actually fit. So I don't have a jack here, but I do have my hoist, which until today has only hoisted up threadfin salmon. I just realised that I left the paint at the Bunnings front desk and walked out. Far out. Rightio, that took it all of about 5 minutes to put together. Look at that. It's actually surprising. I thought it was going to be like that flimsy, plasticky sort of stuff, but it's like actual legit bloody, doesn't twist, doesn't bend or anything. So that's actually probably better than what I thought. It's got a little spot for your pliers, a few knives. Happy days. Clamp it on, so put this rubber back in, wherever it was, just here. So that'll just clamp in like that. And I'll put that around the rubber first. Tightens up with these two little lug nuts. Let's see how sturdy she is, eh? See if I've got enough room for the rod holder too. There's a tiny bit of movement, but like for chopping up fish and everything, that's mint. So got me sounder and everything here. Thought I'd have me bait board there. I've got me, really want to mount the stainless rod holder there and coming back out that way. So if I got enough room to do all that, this is what I was going to do with my light, remember? Flick. My light's on top of my bait board there. So that was my idea for light, because you can never see your bait board and what you're doing at night time in a tiller. You always got to cut down on the ground or something. But look at that. Put my light there. Move it over here for rigging. I actually really like that light. Righto, tell me this isn't a handy little setup. Look at this. Straight out the back. It's on this edge of the roll down bar. Nowhere near the bait board or anything, not getting in the way. Flip this up. Yep, got light for me bait. And guess what? You know when at night time when you can't see the tip of your rod? Can now. That's awesome. That's perfect. I'm going to put the other one on the other side, exactly the same spot as that. It's out of the way. It's not sitting up real high. That's awesome. That's perfect. There we go. Number 2's on. I actually like clamping it on that little bit that goes down on that pole. They don't stick up out of the way a little bit more. Look at that, painted me guards. Come up $1 million, mate. Whack those mags on.
That's crazy.
They've come up that good. My neighbours come to see them.
See, professional
Words getting around. Yeah, look,
That's
this is
not
the
here.
mob you don't want to use. What do you want to say to Australia, Wayne? They're watching right now. Say something
Adam's
cool.
a really nice guy, and you should get all your
You're a
fishing
liar.
products through him.
You're a liar. Alrighty, I just put some grip tape along the top of that wheel guard. It looks awesome actually, that's changed the whole look of it. Got the apprentice on the job now.
It's my side gig.
It's a side gig, unscrewing things. Alrighty, we're getting down to the pointy end finally. Guess what we got? First Light products, hells yeah. So me and Sez were just talking and we come up with this spot. So this is a rod locker. This opens up and that's where you can lock your rods in there. It overhangs nicely, so we're just gonna put the crab measurer here on a push lock. Then Gus has made brand new 3D printed Minn Kota. What are they called? Can you say it?
Remote holder.
It's been a long day.
It's a remote holder. isn't
Remote
it?
holder. 3D printed Minn Kota remote holder. That's a tongue twister. I'm going to put that probably around here and screw it in.
No, that's where the cup goes.
Maybe I'll put him over here. Alrighty, so it's nice and handy. We just found the ultimate spot.
Yeah.
Right here.
Rogie.
How good's is Tinny?
Rogie.
Alright, so what's so good about the First Light products is you would have seen them before. They got the 3M tape on the back, so you can stick them. Or you've got these ones, which are huge 3Ms, which we got in the big boat, and they will not come off, will they?
No.
Like you need to get line behind it and trim it down, then it'll come off no problems. But as for your cup slipping off, never. And then we got another couple. Where's the other one, Says? So we got these little pucks here, alrighty, and I'll show you how they work. You can either screw them in or pop rivet them. The best product ever. Again, you got a discount code, Outerline 10 over there at First Light Fabrications. I'm going to whack this on. Watch this. This is how easy it is to mount these products. There you go. So this bit here, there, slots onto this puck, like that. Push him down. There's your crab holder. Get him off, pop him up. So you got sand crab here, mud crab on the outside. There's even a little crabby's head up the top here with some claws. Cool, eh? Oh! You're a twit. That scared me. Who invited her? And I'm just going to stick this one on, so we'll see how that 3M goes. I'll do, so that surface there is, give that a good wipe with some metho. Oh wow, that is strong. There. What do you reckon?
It's very good.
It's a workstation.
What power is this?
12 volt power.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so good.
I powered it.
I was like, we'd leave that on for sure.
I wired it in there.
That's so good.
Cool, eh? Look, this little light, we just turned the lights off. It lights it all up perfectly. We've got that as well. I can't wait to go chase snapper out of this thing. So I've just noticed this one here, that's for screws. You can see the screw holes there. And then the other one with the 3M, but that 3M's going nowhere. But if you really want to stay in there, you can do that. Keep it down up there. Look at that. That looks awesome. It's come up good. Got everything back together. Got this up. Kota mount. Now all I got to do is the stickers and I reckon we're done. But says he's up there folding hundreds and hundreds of shirts now. Friday night and hang on. How are we going to get food? 20 past 7 and we'll be here for ages. So. They're on. And look at this, I'll tell you what, I've nailed it. Look at this. Can you pick a bubble anywhere on that whole sticker? That's no soapy water either. Alright, well that's it. It's like 8:30 at night. We are going to knock off now. And we might go to McDonald's and try and get something to eat since everything else is closed. Knock off time, Captain. Says he's been packing all the new clothes away. We're done. As Bordeaux would say,
That is a wrap.
that is a wrap. Massive thank you goes out to our legendary patrons. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'd like to welcome our newest patrons, Andy Overend and Michael Hilton. Welcome aboard, legends. I'd also like to say a massive thank you to the legendary companies who sponsor Outerline and keep it ticking along. See you next week, guys.